Is this me? I can't tell.
Hey, I'm a cool guy. You know what cool guys do? They go to shows and then they do reviews of them on YouTube. That's what I'm going to do right now. Opeth, In Flames, and Red Fang, whatever the tour is called. I saw this at Philadelphia on December 17th, the Electric Factory. So I'm a couple days late. I couldn't do the review the next day. And last night, I was fucking exhausted. So fuck off. Here I am. Rock you like a hurricane. Yeah, here I am. So, so the first band was Red Fang. First of all, let me say this. I've been to the Electric Factory multiple times. It's a great venue. I've enjoyed every single time I've been there. Been there probably 5, 6, maybe 7 times. No, not 7 times. 5 or 6 times. And you can either park there or you can park right down the street. And it's still the Electric Factory's parking. And so I work late. So I was a little late, and they moved the show time up a half an hour. So I showed up a little late, and the parking at the actual venue was full. Parking there is usually $10 to $15, which is fairly reasonable, at least to me. But then I had to go right down the street, and they charged me $25 fucking dollars. Like, fuck off, mate. That's bullshit. Whatever. Anyways, first band was Red Fang. I unfortunately missed the majority of their set. The only song that I caught was their last song, which was Prehistoric Dog. They sounded great from what I can tell. I'm sure they put on a fantastic show. So I really am sorry that I missed them. I did actually really want to see them. I want to see them more than In Flames. And piss. It sucks, man. So hopefully I'll catch them again sometime. But they did sound fantastic. So that's that. So next was In Flames. In Flames, I've seen them. This is my 3rd time seeing them. And they were okay. I'll say that. They played, let me count here, how many new songs that they played. 1, 2, 3, 4. They played 5 out of 15 of the songs were new songs off of Siren Charms. Yeah. The more I listened to that album a couple times again, and I can't get into it. It has its moments, and even when it has its moments, they're really not the greatest. And going over they songs translated live all right, I guess. I was surprised at how many people were into those songs. I thought people just were not going to really dig it just because of how big of a change in style that their new record is. They were okay. I mean, the new songs they played were In Plain View, Everything's Gone, Rusted Nail, Through Oblivion, which was alright. So, I mean, yeah, whatever. Their set focused pretty much on fucking Reroute to Remain on. The only song that they played off of the records before that was Only for the Weak off of Clayman, and to be honest with you, I wish they didn't play it because it just sounded like fucking shit. They only played one of the leads, like the lead during the chorus. Nobody played it. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, I love that lead, and it's disappointing. And during that song, Anders sounded like complete horse shit. It just did not sound good to me. And I'm just like, don't even try. Just stop. You're not that band anymore. Just move away from that. We know we're not going to get any In Flames that will ever sound like that again, and I don't even want them to play that material live, to be honest with you. It just does not sound good to me anymore. They're just not that band at all. And yeah, I just was not digging that. And it sucks because I really enjoy that song. Clayman is my favorite In Flames records. It's one of my favorite melodic death metal records of all time. I love that album, but just no. No. One of the songs they play, Take This Life, that sounded alright. Like those songs sound fine because Andrew's just trying to be more of a, excuse me, more of a singer. Which I don't think he's a good singer and he can't scream anymore, so he's just fucked. Just personal opinion, of course. And I mean, at times he did sound good, but I noticed, especially when they played the new songs, very heavy backing tracks going along with them. I guess to fill a void, but I don't like that shit, man. I like bands' performances to be raw and not be supported by backing tracks. I understand where backing tracks could be used, where maybe you have two guitar players and there's 3 different guitar tracks going on, so of course you're going to play the other backing track just so it sounds more full, but when you backtrack your vocals, that's where I have a huge problem with that, and that just didn't go over well with me. Now I will say In Flames had an energy to them. Anders is a fantastic frontman when he speaks to the crowd. He went up there and someone was filming him through their phone. He's just like, you paid to be here. Maybe you should look at the stage every once in a while and get full life-size HD Swedish people, because you don't see that all the time. I just thought that was pretty cool. Because fuck that, man. I mean, I did that for like 2 shows, and I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. It's just kind of stupid. Like, I like to focus on the band playing. I'm not a mosher. I like to enjoy the performances that I paid to see. And, seeing it through a phone in shitty quality, just, no. That's just not my thing. But yeah, I mean, he's a good front man. He really can connect with the crowd and get a mood and everything. But overall, I would just say their performance was okay to me. I mean, what other songs they played? Deliver Us, Where Dead Ships Dwell, or is that how you say it? Where the Dead Ships Dwell, yeah. What else they play? Trigger, Cloud Connected, that was pretty cool. The Mirror's Truth, songs like that. They played. Quiet Place, that's a good song. So yeah, In Flames was okay. To me, the highlight of the night was Opeth. Hang on. For reference, sorry. Now, I wish Opeth could have played all night. I wish this was their own fucking tour and they could have played forever. They had such a fucking amazing set list. This was probably my favorite set list, and they only played 7 songs. I was so depressed, and their performance, even though they played the same amount of time as In Flames, just went like that. It was so fucking amazing. I've seen Opeth twice. I saw them on their co-headlining tour with Mastodon, where they played primarily softer stuff because they were supporting Heritage, which that show was good, don't get me wrong. I mean, I love all Opeth. I just feel that some of their new stuff from Heritage just doesn't translate live that well at all, and it's kind of boring to listen to just be blunt. So that was a good show, but the second time I saw them was on their second tour, I guess, with Catatonia, and they played a much more variety of a greater variety of songs, and that was fucking rad. However, I had to leave early because the show ended up being like 3 hours away, and I think I had to work the next day or something. I was like, fuck. Because it got moved because the Crocodile Rock in Allentown, Pennsylvania is a fucking shithole, and it got shut down, and yeah, whatever. So yeah, This was probably the tightest performance that I've seen them so far. They only played two brand new songs off of Pale Communion. They played Cusp of Eternity and Eternal Rains Will Come, and I love those songs. And I thought, even though they're softer songs, I thought they translated live so much better than the material off of Heritage. It just, I love when Eternal Rains kind of kicks in the beginning, and the whole band's playing and everything. It's just soft, it's kind of acoustic, and when the vocals first come in, I love that. And their lights when that was going on was just so phenomenal to me. I just felt so sucked in and just enthralled by the performance. It was awesome. Cusp of Eternity was pretty good as well, just because of that kind of that groove that kept going on through that goes on throughout that whole song, and then getting to the other riff was just the riff after that, where they had the like that. That sounded great too. Even the vocals too. Their other guitar player and their keyboardist did those backing vocals, and I thought they sounded fucking phenomenal. And even the backing vocals, such as in Eternal Rains Will Come, just sounded phenomenal. They really hit it on all cylinders at this show, and I just thought it was fucking amazing. Then they got into their older material, and that's the material from Opeth that's just going to live on forever. It's everybody's favorite. It's just so awesome. The first song they played was The Drapery Falls off of Blackwater Park, and man, that was fucking awesome. I love that song. That lead in the beginning is just so fucking cool, and just getting into just hearing that song live for the first time is so good. I think my favorite song that they played the entire night, and I haven't heard it live from Opeth yet, is The More. The More off of Still Life is, personally to me, one of my favorite Opeth songs, and man, they just nailed every single part of that, and it just sounded so fucking cool. Michael, he is a fantastic vocalist, and I feel live that his death growls kind of sound a little strange sometimes. I just thought he nailed that song, to be honest with you. They nailed every single part of that, and just hearing these Opeth songs live, just, oh man, it just invokes a feeling in you that listening to the records just doesn't get, in my opinion. What else did they play? Window Pane, I love that song, and I feel, Damnation is I feel the softest Opeth album, obviously, but that album is just damn near flawless, and so those songs live just feel very good to me, and I love Window Pane. I love watching them, Michael and their other guitar player, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on his name, play that song, because it's pretty much all finger picking on the guitar, and it's just so fucking cool to watch, and yeah, I love it. The Lotus Eater off of Watershed, did not expect them to play this song. I love this song as well. I love this song because of its energy and the blast beats and all that stuff. Just that was awesome. And then they ended with Deliverance, which I honestly feel is the best Opeth song to end with. Just because of that ending, just how that ending just keeps going and repeating and everything. It just is so good. That seriously might be very close to being one of my favorite Opeth songs. Just, it's so good. Especially my favorite part all the time is when it's kind of heavy, and then it just breaks to the solo, man. It just slows down, and it's like, yes, this fucking wrecks. Or the solo ends, I'm sorry. But yes, it was fucking awesome. I feel Opeth really had people going. Michael, he's a funny front man. He just stands up there, how you doing? Stuff like that. Called someone out for texting during the show. Crack jokes. He's just a funny guy live, I feel. And it adds to their performance because, you go watch them in their prog band and, they stand up there and they're playing forever, and sometimes you can just lose focus. I feel that's a good way to grab people back in. He does a good job at that. What else was I gonna say? Their solos live, holy fucking shit! They slam. I mean, they're great on the records, and you listen to them, and you're like, yes, this is awesome. But live, they just scream so much more, and it's just something about them, something that they do in their mix live. Just oh man, it's so good. I thought their mix was seriously awesome. It just sounded so perfect to me. Seriously, I love their performance. It's probably one of my favorite performances I saw all year. I just wish they could have played for 5 more hours, man. It was so good. They really had it going. I think it's just because they played older material. That's what people want to hear, man. And don't get me wrong, I listen to Pale Communion a lot. I jam Heritage every once in a while. I like listening to those albums. I just don't think they go over well live, in my opinion. That's all I'm saying. I listen to them in studio all the time, but live, meh. That's all I have to say about this tour. I think it's still going on. So, I mean, if you're a fan of either any of these bands, I definitely recommend seeing it, because I had a fun time. It was kind of cool to be at a show again. I feel like it's been a little bit. Haven't went to as many shows here at the end of the year, kind of like with reviewing. I just felt a little burnout on them. But I have some lined up that I will be going to early 2015, which is looking pretty phenomenal for tours. So, pretty stoked. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Our end of the year list are all coming up. We're actually going to be filming them later today. But you won't see them today. Sorry.